Hi again, Paul Ellis Jackson here, Associate Minister at University Congregational Church, doing my 40 Days of Truth journey. One of the books for the class that I'm taking, Phillips Theological Seminary, in this class, the class's title, by the way, is Truth Leadership, and it has to do with truth in a post-truth age. And I'm not going to mention the politician's name because I don't need to, because we all know who I'm talking about, but it triggers people instantly, and I want to avoid accusations of bias, even though this author is incredibly biased. Her name is Michiko Kakutani, critic, literary critic for the Times, I believe, New York Times. I want to share some thoughts, though, that she gave in her last chapter. I've spent some time in this book, and I've appreciated her criticism of the former president for many reasons. But I want to point out, based on my previous post, my previous video about the founding of this country, I want to point out something about the truth and how the truth operated for those men in 1776, or after, in some of the writings, the farewell address of 96 of Washington, that laid out some bare truths that were very prescient. He in his farewell address, 1796, he warned about the rise of cunning, ambitious, and unprincipled men who might try to subvert the power of the people and usurp for themselves the reins of government, destroying afterwards the very engines which had lifted them to unjust dominion. He also warned about the insidious wiles of foreign influence and the dangers of ambitious, corrupted, or deluded citizens who might devote themselves to a favorite foreign nation in order to betray or sacrifice the interests of America. And finally, George Washington warned of the continual mischiefs of the spirit of party, which are given to creating strife through ill-founded jealousies and false alarms, and the perils that factionalism, East versus West, North versus South, I would add rich versus poor, educated versus non-educated, left-handed versus right-handed, gay, straight. I mean, we can go on forever and list the ways we divide ourselves as humans into categories. And Washington was concerned about that, the unity for the country. I think one of the strengths of a liberal democracy is its ability to create a safe place for all these differing views. And what has happened in the last 5 years, not that the manipulation of truth for political gain hasn't been with us from day one, because it has. It's just never been quite so blatantly shown as propaganda, shown as such a unilateral attack on each other. I know that people will attack even this bland, trying to be in the middle, because I love my congregants and I love my congregation, and I know that we have everything on the spectrum and everything in between. I'm trying to be in the middle, and I'm trying to pull us together. And that's one of the jobs of clergy, to figure these things out. Anyway, that was a little bit about Michiko Kakutani's book, The Death of Truth, and why truth is important for a liberal democracy in 2022. Thanks.